Clance Laylor. Wow. I love talking to Clance. He's currently a Olympic level weightlifting coach for Team Canada, but his journey is a fascinating one. I opened the conversation with archery. He's picked up archery in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's fascinating to me, just the balance and the so much discipline in archery. I admire that a lot. I'm afraid to start archery. I know I would love it. But we move on. He was a sprinter, played football, how he got there in the neighborhood, dogs chasing after him and his friends, how he got so quick, to his pure carnivore diet. I mean, he has no vegetables, no fruit. It's absolutely incredible. And now he's transitioned from being an athlete, he had an injury, to being a coach, a strength coach. We talk about the dynamics of getting faster and the dynamics of getting stronger, the difficulties he's had in training his Olympic level daughter in weightlifting, and some of the ups and downs there. But it's a really heart to heart conversation with Clance. He really opens up. He's driven. Everything is win or lose. He's just completely driven. He likes to have fun. He's very open, very, like I say, very genuine. He's also an author. They Can't Ignore You. We talk about his book as well. But great conversation with Clance. Really, really enjoyed it. Thanks for listening and watching. Hi, I'm Joey Pinz, and here's my 45-second introduction. After starting my business in the 90s, I started developing poor habits of eating in my diet because I was working way too much. Before you know it, I found myself 340 pounds. The doctor told me if I don't lose the weight, I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. Took the next 7 months, lost 130 pounds. People think there's some secret. Ask me, how'd you lose that weight? Like there's some secret. There is no secret. How'd I lose the weight? Just one word: discipline. I've had other successes in life, and I attribute them all to discipline. Now, I'm not the king of discipline, but I believe that it can help all of us. Friends, colleagues convinced me to start a podcast. The podcast mission: how do we better ourselves and society? I talk to interesting people in health, fitness, sport, wellness, business, technology, science, art, and culture. And I eventually ask them how discipline plays a role in their life. Podcast vision: growth through learning from others. Talk to you, Clance Laylor. Tell me about archery. Is this something more you've taken up?
That's the first question I've had. I just love it, man. It's like golf to me. Like I never, it's a hobby, peace of mind, focus. It just helps you. You got to focus. So it kind of takes me. I'm a strength coach 24/7. So that kind of helps me direct
balance.
Direct my. I don't know if balance. Balance is not a good word for me. But I just love it. It's a peace of mind hit. And when I started with it, I was obsessed with it. So I would go like every day.
Wow.
And every day. And I've hunted a few times, but no luck yet, because the hunting season kind of conflicts with a lot of seasons where I had to travel and stuff like that. But yeah, I love archery. That's a long way to say I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait till I can spend more time with it. Mm-hmm.
In this fast-paced MSP landscape, how do you stay ahead? Introducing MSPinfluencer.com, your ultimate hub for MSP news, insights, and community connection, powered by Forza Dash. More than 75,000 MSPs subscribe to our MSP Influencer Pulse weekly newsletter, staying informed and ahead of industry trends. Tune in to emerging podcasts from Joey Pinz and leading MSP voices, offering essential tips, powerful insights, and success stories. Explore our multi-authored blogs, crafted specifically for MSP leaders, delivering fresh perspectives and actionable strategies. Celebrate excellence with the industry-leading Forza Dash MSP Influencer Awards, recognizing innovation, leadership, and impact in the MSP community. Join thousands of MSP professionals who trust MSPinfluencer.com to grow their business and expand their networks. MSPinfluencer.com, where today's MSP leaders connect, collaborate, and conquer, all powered by the Forza Dash platform, helping MSP vendors work effectively with MSPs and helping MSPs grow. But you have to regulate your heartbeat, Clance, when you're right, because it can interfere with the direction of the bow. I mean, it's much more than the physicalness of the instrument.
Exactly. That's why I love it, because as Jeremy just said, I'm pretty intense person, and I like to find ways to just be calm. And you
Mm.
have to be calm with archery, or it's a wrap. So breathing, intentional focus. I just that whole type of it's like a Zen.
Yeah.
It's like meditation to me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so it's just everything, setting up your bow, putting the arrow, drawing it. It's so technical, you have no idea. Hmm.
Clance, I'm afraid. I shouldn't say afraid, but I don't want to start something like that because I know I'll love it and it'll dominate me. And I'll think, I mean, I play golf in the morning and I play alone during the week, and I don't have anything in my ears, and it's just me and the acreage, and it's just wonderful. And like you said, it's just time to think. I'm off the grid. I hit the ball. I think about some strategy. I hit the ball, then I walk. I walk when I play with a bag on my back, so I get a little bit something out of it physically. But the whole kind of ceremony of it is what really, really attracts me.
Yeah, I go consistently 3 times a week.
Wow.
Before when I started, I would go every day. I got a bag, put it in my basement. I would shoot every day, every day, every day till I
Wow.
got decent, and then it's just I don't have enough time right now so when I get more time, I'll go back to probably
Mm,
shooting more, and then where I shoot is like about 30 minutes from my house, right? So that's just the problem. And then I'll go 30 minutes one way, and then work is 45 minutes away, so it's a commitment, right?
sure
But
is.
I love it. I go early in the morning, one or two people are there, or if no one, and it's a beautiful way to start my day a few times a week.
Mm.
Hmm.
And you discovered this late because you're a sprinter. You're, like you said, you're a weightlifting coach. You discovered archery a little later in life, or how long for?
Yeah, I discovered it, what, say 3 years ago? So,
Wow.
like, yeah, really. I've always wanted to do it. You know why? I'm a big Bo Jackson fan. You know who Bo Jackson
Oh,
is?
of course, he used to throw
Yeah,
rocks.
exactly, baby. Bo
Yeah.
Jackson is I love Bo Jackson.
Yes.
So ever since I was a kid and I saw, I think it was Sports Illustrated, one of those things I saw him with,
30-30. Yeah.
yeah, I thought him with a bow.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it, but I've just never had, like been exposed to it or been around
Mm.
people who did it. Is actually one of our nutritional coach that I hired, Sebastian. I heard he did archery. I said, what? You did archery? And I go, you got to teach me. And he thought I was joking. Next day we went to Bass Pro, got a beginner bow, and he didn't realize how intense I was. So every day I just learned. I got a beginner bow, and then eventually I graduated to I shoot a professional bow, right?
Wow.
So it's just every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. And then I got pretty good at it, got better than him.
Mm.
And he's a good guy, man. He put up with my pain in the ass questions, and then now it's just uh, there's a I can't remember a couple guys on YouTube I like to watch every now and then, but I'm a person that like to go out and learn myself, tinker
Mm.
myself,
Mm.
learn, and just do things. Yeah.
And you used to be a sprinter. I mean,
Hmm.
that's oh my goodness. So sprinting, it's amazing to me how the difference in body types with runners. When the long distance runners are obviously that more slender, more thin, but the sprinters always have those big legs and you blast off. What
Power,
attracted you to sprinting?
strength and power.
Yeah, strength and power. Yeah.
What attracted me to sprinting? That's a good question, man. Just in my neighborhood where no one, I got selected to run at a track club. I remember we having like a public school track meet, and the guy, you know, Gary Lubin, God bless his soul, he died, he's dead now. Jewish guy, came up to me. I think I won a race at a public school meeting. He goes, "Hey, you ever just let me know that? Have you ever thought of running track?" And I said, "No." And then, "Would you like to?" "Yes." And the rest was history.
Hmm.
He would come and pick me up in my neighborhood in a van because I couldn't get there. I was probably 10 years old, and he would pick us up, and then more kids from the neighborhood would get picked up, and that's how I got into the life of sprinting. The rest was history. Sprinting, I played football. Yeah. And
And
then
it's
for us, running was like, we just ran. We had some of the fastest guys. And the reason why is that, in our neighborhood, we used to get chased by dogs all the time.
ah,
So, and for all the dog lovers out there, I love dogs. So we didn't abuse the dogs or anything like that. Just be clear, it was just a game to us. And we'd have this thing where we'd stomp our feet, and you stomp our feet, he's coming at you, and we'd run, and you have to run like hell. You have to run like your life depended on it, because if you did get caught, the dog's gonna bite you. He did
wow.
bite. And so we had to jump on these light poles, because the dog, he couldn't jump up on those light poles. So the thing was, we had to run to these light poles, specific light poles at a certain height. You had to get there, or you had to get over a fence. So we do this all day, and for having fun. So I didn't realize that we're building such tuned nervous systems. We're running for our lives all the time. And some of us got bit, and some of us got our ass whooped by our parents and brought to the hospital. And this dog would know us so well that he, on sight, he would chase us. But you'd have to stomp your feet. He wouldn't just come at you,
I
but
see.
he'd wait at your house. And
Wow.
I guess it was fun at him. He'd wait out front at your house. He knew some of us well, and he'd wait outside, and he'd see you coming, and he's waiting for you to stomp your feet. If you didn't stomp your feet, you're good. So obviously he's playing, right?
Right.
But we didn't know that then, right? But we kind of, it was fun, man, back in the day.
What kind of dog?
It was, I don't know actually, but it
I
was,
picture a German Shepherd for some
no,
reason.
no, it wasn't a German Shepherd. Hell no.
Ah,
No, no, it wasn't a German. I've been attacked by a German Shepherd,
yes.
because not me. I was walking another my neighborhood friend's dog, without permission, by the way.
Oh.
Got my ass whooped for that. Just thought it was and this German Shepherd out of nowhere attacked the dog, grabbed it by the throat. Never forget. It was
Ooh.
it was traumatizing for me. I was a kid, and I seen the German Shepherd whip the dog like this by the throat,
Whoa.
and so miraculously the dog lived. I was crying, because I took the dog. I love dogs, and I took the dog, without permission. My friend said, "Oh yeah, you can walk the dog." Didn't that, my friend? So it was a kid like me without the parent consent.
Mm,
So my dad almost killed me for that.
mm.
But the dog that used to chase us was not a German Shepherd. I can't remember what kind of dog it was. It wasn't a huge dog. It was like a medium-sized dog.
I see.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
I don't know what kind of breed it was. It wasn't a pit bull. It wasn't a German Shepherd. Um, I don't know.
Had to be fast, so it wasn't a bulldog or
No, no,
anything like
no, no. It wasn't a bulldog.
that. Yeah,
I don't know what. I don't really know dogs. I don't know if it was a mutt, but it looked like a mixed breed. You couldn't
I see.
really tell, because I remember the colors of the dog. It was like dark and brown and white.
Mm,
Those were the three colors I remember. I was a kid.
sure.
Yeah.
So when it comes to sprinting, are we talking about 100 meters?
100 meters, 102. I ran the 4, but 1 and 2 were my favorite. Were my favorite distances as I got older. I started off with 400. As I got older, I loved the 100-meter sprints. Just got big. I just got stronger, big legs, more powerful.
Mm.
That was just more my nature.
Seems to me the 100 is just the full out energy, but the 400 it looks like torture to me because that's one complete lap around, right?
That's
And
one. That's
you
one.
got pace.
Yeah, one complete lap, and it's very difficult to
Yes.
run the 400, because if you go out too fast, it's like lighting a match and you can
Right.
burn out.
Right.
Okay, if you just have to go out not too slow, not too fast, and you have to learn how to take it home at the right time.
Mm.
So some people try to sprint it; they don't have the energy, energy systems to handle that pace at that pace, and they'll burn out. And so the 400-meter is very complicated to run, more than people understand.
Yes.
When I was
Yes.
a kid, I would just stay with the pack to a certain time, and then because I was a sprinter, like I was very explosive and fast. So if we're on the last 100 or 50 meters, you're done.
Mm.
It's a wrap.
Mm.
So for you to beat me, you gotta kind of take off and let me chase you at a high pace, so I'll burn out. So I didn't have the gas tank for like 100 meters.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that 400, you got to be a certain kind of athlete and just a certain kind of person. I mean, it's like you said, you got to pace and know when. And oh my goodness,
It's very tactical. It's
it
very
is
difficult because
very
you
tactical.
have to very tactical,
Yeah.
right? 800 meters, 16. I like watching 800 meter sprints too. That's very tactical. But
Mm,
something about when 400 meter is a sprint,
yes.
and um, it's very technical.
Now you're also a carnivore diet person. You eat a primarily meat.
Man, how do you find out all this information,
A
man?
little bit. Just a little bit.
No, I don't like. They have all these terms, carnivore, and I guess it is what it is. I'm just saying. I would say more keto. I like.
Keto.
Yeah, I eat a lot of meat. I've always been preferential to red meat. I like red meat, ground beef, steak. But last night I had some shrimp. I'm not a big chicken person. I like fish, but my wife's allergic to fish. But
Mm.
I do well with red meat. So yeah, I would say I'm a big carnivore. I can have steak all day, every day, no problem. And sometimes I do.
Right. I love it too. So that means your carbohydrates are probably just limited to some vegetables, but certainly no breads, no those kind of bad carbs. You really don't
I,
partake in any of those.
I don't eat vegetables.
Yeah, you don't eat vegetables either.
No,
So no carbohydrates at all.
no.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you have a steak or the shrimp you had last night. There's nothing else with it.
no, just butter. I
Wow.
cooked it in a nice big slab of butter with salt and yummy.
The way you go.
That's it.
Wow. No. When's the last time you had a vegetable?
Oh, about a year ago.
What, fruit?
I like fruits, but I haven't had fruit. A fruit. Last time I had fruit was a pineapple. Was for my birthday. Was on the 24th. I went to we met some friends. Went to the
The steakhouse.
Brazilian steakhouse, and I had
Yeah.
that's cooked pineapple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, listen, man. I look at a carb, I get fat, right? So I've been dealing with this all my for a long time. So I've always known that carbohydrates, fruits. I know my nutrition very well, so I know that at the end of the day, carbohydrates drive insulin.
Yes.
Insulin drives fat. It's just that simple.
Hmm.
But getting older and packing on weight very easy. One of the diets I use, no, I always okay. Let's go back. So a lot of my athletes, I have to get them lean. So what I do with them getting them lean for the last 20, 30 years was listen, doesn't run in the field, doesn't swim in the ocean, doesn't fly. If it's not green, don't eat it. That's my rule. 20, 14, 21, or 30 days, depending on how fat you are. So
Wow.
fat for me is anything over 10%. So the further you're over 10%, so if you're like 20%, you're not smelling a carb for 30 days. Okay.
Wow.
So you're 12 or 15%, you can have carbs probably 14 days. It takes 10 days, and slow me down if I'm going too fast. It takes 10 days to get fat adapted. Okay. So that's the simple system I use. Like I ballooned up to 270 pounds,
Wow.
right? And I every time, and then I'll drop down to 220 or using the same method. So once you get fat adapted, after your 21 or 30 days, I would have one cheat meal a week. One cheat meal, not a cheat day, a cheat meal. So I would tell
Mhm.
my athletes is you sit your ass at the table, you have your 50 pancakes, but as soon as you get up, as soon as you that's it. There's no like done. So I made it clear. That was a clear rule. And so everybody would stuff their face, just like me, just eat till I can't, like I just eat till I can't eat anymore I love pancakes. So that was my thing.
Me too.
So I would do that for years, and you lose lots and you get lean and you drop weight and no problem. I went to 270 and I went down to 205 doing that. I did that like a couple, like once. That's the biggest I got. And then
Mm.
another time I did that, and then I kind of drift back up because your carbs slip back in your diet a little bit more here, a little bit more there. And this last time, I drifted nothing crazy. Got to what, 230, right? Nothing crazy. But I said, you know what? I said I want a six pack for the first time in my life. I've never had a six pack. So this brings me to me now, right? This is the lightest I've been. I woke up at 196 pounds.
Wow.
I've never been under 200. So like 10 kilos. I'm trying to put on more size. I want to be at like 205. But I'll tell you how this happened. So January, I decided I want a six pack this year. Like before I die, I want a six pack. And so I just do the same thing. It does run in the field, does a swim in the ocean, and it doesn't fly. It's not green. I don't eat it. Only exceptions are berries, dark berries, and nuts. So one day I was doing that. I had a steak and I had some blueberries. I had the blueberry. I literally passed out. I felt this huge insulin rush. Okay, what I just tell you before. Sugar drives insulin. I only had like a handful of blueberries. I literally passed out for 20 minutes.
Whoa.
I woke up and I was like, holy shit, it's too much sugar. I cut the blueberries. Guess how much weight I lost that week? Guess.
10.
No, hey, that's a good guess. 8 pounds, bro.
Wow.
That blew me away. 8 pounds. I said, what? So I would eat nuts, right? Like almonds and pistachios. Those were two. So I'd have nuts. So now I took everything out. I don't like greens anyway. It's not like I just naturally don't like greens, but I do like avocados. So every once in a while I have an avocado. But I'm just not a veggie person by nature. But now I learn more toxins, oxalates and stuff like that. But I just naturally never like greens. So if you want to have your greens, fine. But I would have nuts. And so for the next couple of weeks, I was having just, meat, water, and nuts. But obviously I'm starting to eat a lot of nuts, like, because there's something about nuts. You just want more and more and more.
Right.
So someone said, you know what, Clance, I'm going to take out the nuts. I stopped the nuts. Guess how much weight I lost when I stopped the nuts? For that week. 1 week. Like 1 week. Not like for 1 week, I stopped eating nuts. And then I was like, 210 or 210 or 207. Yeah, 210. Guess how much weight I lost? You said 5?
Yeah.
I dropped 7 pounds.
Wow.
That's 15 pounds out of nowhere by cutting those. And I've never.
Fruit and nuts.
Not fruit. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Berries and nuts. Because I wasn't eating any fruit. Like I was only eating dark berries. I wasn't eating mangoes, bananas, apples, plums, nothing. Pineapple, nothing. I love that. I was just only eating berries. And to be specific, I only ate dark berries and raspberries, right? But I would mostly eat blueberries. And I cut those two things out, and it's rest in history. First time in my life I can remember I'm under 200 pounds.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. Like I was 200, floating on 200 for a while. Then that's like, then it went to 198. 198 is pretty stable. So 90 kilos. So right now I can jump from like, I fluctuate from 196 to 96 pounds to 198. And so but that's great for diet and that's great. But the biggest thing why I'm sold is because my joint pain went away. My knee pain. I'm the injury that wrecked my whole, destroyed, like ruined my life. I shouldn't say ruined my life. I have lived a blessed life now. Now I'm a strength coach and
you're professional.
I'm a professional now, but my goal was to become an Olympian or a pro football player. So everybody talks about knee pain and I go up the stairs every day in pain, under pain, like for over like how many 40, 50 years, like pain gone.
Wow.
So what's that? Inflammation gone. Elbow pain gone. Back, like any pain from just feeling cranky, and I feel like crazy. So this blew me away. I used to be taking like supplements like ginkgo for focus. I'll take zinc, magnesium. I'll take Bacopa, things like that. I don't take any supplements now.
Wow.
Magnesium, no zinc, nothing. So there's something here to me, like, because I'm a type of person, I'm very skeptical, right? Everybody's trying to sell something.
Mm.
So, and I know my nutrition. So it's very hard for me to believe that all these claims that you can feel so good and all these things, like, because I'm not, I would think, yeah, you need a fruit. Yeah, you need a vegetable. Yeah, you need to eat some carbs, but no, I don't. I haven't. My energy is great. I have more energy. Um, I'm more alert, more focused. People tell you I'm just have my wife's happy. You know what I mean? So everybody's happy. I'm just a. It's crazy, and like my brain fog, and I work long days, long hours. I'm constantly working.
Mm.
If it's I'm not work because I run my own business, I coach, I train a lot of athletes, and so you're constantly on the go. Um, so there's yeah, man. That's I don't know what else to tell you. I'm pretty sold. So I don't know if they're gonna call it carnivore or keto. Because the reason I say keto is because I don't if I feel for a fruit, I have a fruit. It's just
Mm.
that I don't have a craving.
Ah.
I love my fried chicken. I'm Jamaican. I love my plantain, right? I love these things, but I do not crave it. That's another
Mm.
thing.
Mm.
Like if I love my fruits, but the crazy thing is like I don't have to. There's tons of fruits in my house all the time because I have a 10-year-old and I have a 12-year-old, and there's all kinds of stuff, but I literally don't crave it,
Hmm.
right? So, but before that, I even started this before. I always just pretty much stayed away from processed food as much as possible. So
Mm.
the chemicals, I'm pretty, I would stay away from processed food because a lot of processed food, the chemicals get to you, and
Terrible.
you want to, you crave this and you crave that. So, but I've always had, a little bit of crave for this, a little bit of crave for that, and that's it. I don't think other than that, I eat some cheese.
Ah,
I like cheese. I'll have a sliced cheese or, just cheddar cheese. That'll be my snack, but I crave nothing. That's crazy.
that's awesome. So did you get the six pack, Clance?
Not yet. I'm still working on it. It's close though, baby. It's close.
Good for
It's
you.
close. It's close.
Now, how did you make the transition from being an athlete to being a coach? Is it easy for you?
Um, I didn't know I can be a coach,
Hmm.
to be honest. I went through a real dark time in my life, like depression. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Um, and and someone told me, Clarence, why don't you coach? Just because I've always been the kind of person to lead, like the workouts, and as a kid and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it started. Put in my ear, and then someone gave me this book at this gym. Not gave me a book, told me about a strength coach. That if I'm serious about, if I want to be, then I start to inquire. Like I seen personal trainers, and
Mm.
oh, you're doing that, and you're making money doing that, and whatever, I can do that. And this nice guy, I remember years ago, he just said, if you want to be, if you're serious thinking about becoming a coach or because I said I didn't really want, I want to work with athletes. He gave me a name, Charles Poliquin. And that's how it started. I just read everything he had, like everything, anything he had out there, I read it, and I just got hooked. And then that's how I made the transition. And because I got injured and injury ruined my career, I've always been obsessed with keeping my athletes healthy,
Mm.
right? So injury prevention, and so I was huge on that. And I've always understood the importance of nutrition for performance.
Hmm.
So those are the three things how so the transition was pretty easy is because it's a passion. I love it. Yeah.
What's the difference between a coach and a therapist?
A therapist, well, they have different coaches, but the therapist is basically a person who does works on rehab. So if an
Mm,
athlete gets injured, strains, discomfort, a therapist is going to address those issues. So a coach, now a performance coach, like me, I'm a strength coach, and my specialties speed, power, and strength. My goal is to get you faster, stronger, more powerful, or put on size, lose weight,
mm,
right? Help you, give you the skills to be better at your sport. So that's the difference. Therapists, you just deal with, body, things that are breaking down in your body, things that strains, potential issues, or trying to stave off issues that they see coming.
hmm. Hey, Joey Pinz here. Want to take your podcast experience to the next level? I'm excited to invite you to become a YouTube member. It's the absolute best way to support the channel and enhance your connection. Join our amazing community and unlock the incredible perks, custom loyalty badges, exclusive emojis, and priority comment replies. Your voice will always stand out. Be the first to watch new videos with early access, receive special membership shoutouts, and get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and updates. Dive into content available only to our members, special videos, deep dives, and insider perspectives. Engage directly with me. Suggest podcast topics you want to hear, and even get personalized video shoutouts. Hit the join button right now and become part of something special. Let's build this amazing community together. I can't wait to welcome you as a new member. Join the Joey Pinz family today. You know, I get to speak to therapists and speak to coaches, and somebody once told me a therapist kind of looks back and a coach looks forward.
Well, yeah, we have to. I like that, but you have to know the history to go forward.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess I am always. That does make 100% sense.
Hmm.
But I need to know your history, because your history will tell me a lot about what I'm looking forward for. But he's right. I am definitely pushing forward, striving
Hmm.
forward. Everything is forward. So I guess that makes sense without kind of trying to break it down. But yeah.
How does one run faster? How can you make somebody run faster? Is it technique? Are they born with something?
Well, genetics, number one.
Yeah.
Parents have that good genetics. Number two, it's stride length and stride frequency. Those are two things to run faster.
Stride length and
And
frequency.
stride length, stride frequency. So you have to cover the ground, cover more ground, and cover more ground frequently. So all the gimmicks and this and that and ladders and this and that, that's what your coach has to work on. You have to get more flexible, more mobile, and get stronger within those stride lengths. That's it. Make it more frequency. That's how. That's the basic.
Is heel strike bad?
Well, I don't know if it's bad, but you want to stay on your. It depends in, like, are you talking about sprinting? Just sprinting? No,
Yeah.
you don't want to hit your. No, you want to stay on your toes.
When you're sprinting, you're on your
Yeah,
toes.
on your balls of your feet. Correct.
Wow. Your heels barely touch?
They should barely touch. Correct.
Oh my goodness. I think calves. I think calves when I hear that, because if you're lifting up like that, that's all calf muscle, correct?
Calf, tibialis, but everything works together. Ankle, calf, anterior tibialis, posterior tibialis, gastrod, gastrocnemius, hamstrings, quadriceps, psoas, glutes. It's a whole machine going on in unison. So not one singular muscle, which are the abdominals, plus your chest, your lats, your delts. The whole body is moving in a one
Amazing.
systemized unit. You can't separate, isolate, and try to
Mm.
compartmentalize. So I don't want to, if you want to get into that, we can get on that. But it's very important, and that's why a lot of times the whole sprinting is dominated by the nervous system.
Huh.
So that your CNS dominates sprints. So You want to be fast, you got to run fast, and you got to run fast as frequently as possible. That is the basic principle. So you just go down to first principles. That's it. So all your technique in the world, all these things, a lot of times you get young athletes, you get them strong. You get them strong so they can manage their own body weight. Strong, manage their relative strength. So how do you do that? Relative strength. What is that? Chin ups, right? Kid has to do chin ups. What's that goal? 12 chin ups, right? And then they have to man. That's upper body strength with lats. Then you got to utilize leg strength. Okay, what is that? Manage your body weight. So you got to break inertia, right? You got to be strong enough to move your body with the first step, second step, so on and so on. The leg strength, double body weight squat. So that means that's ass to grass. If you're 100 pounds, you got to squat 200 pounds. That's the basic numbers, right? Elite level 2.5. You see what I'm saying? So it's all, there's numbers to it, right? So those are the basic metrics to run faster. So I would look at all that and say, okay, that's why, sprinters who are weak, we need to get them strong. They'll get faster. But you can be too strong because you'll get too slow. So you got to be careful. It depends on, you got to work on the strength speed continuum or speed strength continuum. Some have to work on the power continuum. Some have to work on the strength continuum. So once you have to address that based on what the weaknesses of the sprinter are. And I don't want to get too complex, but you understand what I'm saying?
The mechanics.
Yeah.
The mechanics. You mentioned CNS. It's a central nervous
Central nervous system, correct.
Yeah. Has technology helped in coaching in this area for you? Has technology helped at all?
So technology, yes, for sure, technology help. But I think we rely too much on too much technology. Right? Data, which is good. It's good to have data. I definitely use a lot of data, but we have to use our eyes. I still think utilizing eyes, intuition is key with data. So yes, data has definitely helped, but you have to be careful not to rely on too much data. Or you have to be very smart on how to utilize that data. Some people are just data, but the data tells me this, but this is the reality. So there's real world and there's data world.
And of course, the equipment, the shoes. I mean, technology has helped in all of that area. Certainly the stuff that they were using in the Olympics in the 40s and 50s is a lot different than it is today. Correct?
For sure, the tracks are faster, shoes are better, things, but you still have to have the basics, right?
Right.
And not all that helps you, but you still. A lot of times, I find with technology, a lot of people, in our gym, it's habits, culture, results, or culture, habits, results. What does that mean? You can have all the bells and whistles and all the latest this, that, but you have to have a hardworking culture. You have to build good habits, right? Based on that, you get results, and then you can start tagging on some bells and whistles. A lot of times you jump to the bells and whistles, jump to all the fancy stuff, jump to all this, look at this. You have to lay that good groundwork, before you start, I believe, dumping in all that data. And a lot of the good programs do that. There has to be a good core foundation of hard work before you just start data, or bells and whistles.
Has AI touched your profession at all?
For me, not that hasn't affected me yet. But I can, because my athletes will load their numbers and I can, their rep sets, volumes, just help computation faster. But other than that, that's the only reason. And a lot of AI information, if I plug in AI for this, it's like they come up with the wrong information anyway. So it's not working for my industry yet, for my specificity. I'm a very special niche, right? So I don't think they caught on to that information yet. So
You mentioned before, Clance, that You want the athletes to stay healthy, right? If they get hurt, that's just bad for business, right? It's not good for anybody. But then
Correct.
you also want to keep the practices intense and get ready for that next meet, ready for that next competition. How do you balance that? Staying intense but staying healthy.
Technique
Yeah.
and adaptation. So you have to the technique has to be sound. When the technique is sound, the loading parameters are sound.
Mm.
When the technical aspects break down, it's too heavy. That's the easiest way. It's not difficult. So if you keep the athlete in a good technical space and you load on on those parameters, your injury rates will be pretty much non-existent.
Mm.
It's that simple.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, but you have to know what you're doing. So you have to know what you're looking for. You have to understand. You have to see, and you have to know your athlete, right? A lot of times you may push the boundaries and push this and that, but you know your animal. You have to know your athletes because at the end of the day, the name of the game is adaptation.
Mm.
You are not going to get better unless you adapt to a new stimulus. There has to be a new stimulus. That stimulus has to be applied volume or intensity. There's only two ways to get stronger,
Hmm.
and that's by applying volume, do more work, or lifting heavier.
Hmm.
That's it. And period. And the my job is how do I apply that masterfully to get results.
Hmm. And I would think it's a case by case basis, right? When I play a sport with particular friends, I've played soccer all my life. I know you played football, but I just from knowing some of my teammates, I know how to motivate them. So it's really, I'm sure it's the same with your athletes. You know their psyche a little bit. You know how to. Each one is really case by case difference on how to motivate them and how to get them to that place.
Correct. Um, you have to know to you have to know your you try to you get to know you have to know your athlete.
Right.
You have to. It's very so observation. Know them. Know how to. I create a competitive environment. So we create a competitive environment here at
Mm.
LPS. So I'm always looking for spots to boost or enhance or promote competition everywhere, anywhere. That's how you get better. You need opposition to get better.
Mm.
So I pride, honor, whatever it is, athletes, we push competition every session, every workout at something. The goal is here is consistency compounds, but consistency at getting better compounds. That's what makes you great. That's what makes you excel. That's what pushes you or ahead or separates you from the pack. So that to be clear, I love the fact that you show up to a workout. I love the fact that you don't miss your training sessions. But are you just going through the motions or are actually trying to
Mm.
get micro better at something small, an extra set, an extra rep, the higher intensity, more volume? I know that's mentally tough, but that's how we get our athletes to think.
Hmm.
And then, when you apply that to anything in your life, after your career. So, and I'm grateful I have many athletes who retired and that are CEOs, executives, or artists or successful, and they thank us or thank me for instilling that mindset.
Hmm. What makes a great coach, Clance?
Passion,
Mm.
um, caring. You have to care. Like I don't care what you say. Like you have to care. Like I win or lose with my athletes. So I ride with them. And they know that. So I can get away with like I don't know, it's like you have to care. That's it. You have to want it as sometimes you gotta want it more for your athletes than they want it. And eventually they want it. It's like you
Mm.
got they're almost like they're my kids, extended children. And and they see my passion. So I can get away with being hard on them. I can get away with pushing them to their limit, to the almost, like, I'm always trying to see how far I can push them before
Mm.
they they break or snap.
Mm.
But I can do that because they know I care.
Mm.
Like, so
Empathy.
yeah, you have to care, man. And a lot of times they'll hate me in the gym, but
Hmm.
they love me outside. But I don't want you to like me in the gym.
Right.
If you like coming to work, train every day. If you like coming to work out every day you walk around this gym smiling and happy, you ain't training hard enough in this gym.
Mm.
That's not how we roll here, right? So I know that, okay, I got to apply more pressure because you have to adapt. That's how we build pros.
Are the Olympics in the right place as far as drug testing? PEDs.
Right place, man. I do not. I don't know. I don't know. I know my athletes get tested frequently, but I don't I don't pay attention to that. I try not to. Life ain't fair, so that's what I tell
Mm.
my athletes. Stop pointing fingers or stop saying this person's on drugs, and hey, just focus on yourself and do your
Mm.
best. You can't
Mm.
worry about that. Let the Olympics take care of what they have to take care of. And people are getting caught. People are getting busted. So
Yeah.
if you're cheating, eventually you're gonna get caught.
Mm.
It breaks my heart, but for some of these athletes, but just focus on yourself and focus on the best you can do. Look in the mirror, and that's it. Don't waste the energy. I don't waste my energy paying attention to that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a similar. What people think of me, Clance, is really none of my business.
Yeah, right,
You
right, yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. I like that. I'm gonna use that.
It's,
I like that.
it's none of my business. They can't ignore you. What do you want people to come away from it with your book?
Book is just about hard work, mindset, cutting through the nonsense in terms of a lot of the gimmicks out there. Just kind of letting you understand some of the things I shared with you. Just what are the basics for training, like getting your kids stronger, getting your kids faster. Selling these ladder drills and these camps and all these stupid gimmicks that really frustrate me. I feel so bad for the parents to get suckered for this nonsense, like over and over, and ruining some of these kids' dreams because of the bad training. So that book was born out of a lot of that frustration, and being honest about like the hard work and how hard it is to be a professional. Like you have to understand, it's to become a perfect professional athlete is a full-time job. It's a hard work. You want that big contract, you want to buy your mother a house and this and that. There's pain and suffering in that,
Hmm.
right? There's sacrifice in that.
Hmm.
Okay, so I just want to make them understand what it is, you know, based on my experiences, the athletes I've helped to turn pro, and help the kids, um, the parents with the kids to know, to like have a bullshit meter, right? So that book gives you a bullshit meter. Like PK Subban's mom had a bullshit meter when she was taking him to these places to get trained because she was a track athlete, and she go, man, this stuff doesn't look right. This doesn't make sense, and that's how she found me. Um, Same thing. Denzel Clark's mom. This kid, he's going viral. Plays for the Oakland A's right now. So he made one of the best one of the best catches they're saying in history, right? So I've trained that kid since he's 16 years old. His mom, um, her bullshit meter went off, right?
Hmm.
So it's difficult for parents who they don't have an athletic background, right? It's difficult for parents who have an athletic background
Hmm.
because if you're not at a high level, you'll still be suckered into nonsense. Just like in any industry, you have such um like dishonesty, cash grabbing, this, that, and that, and I'm just sick of it because they're ruining a lot of kids' dreams for the
Yeah.
almighty dollar, and that that's close to my heart, and that really pisses me off.
So
And
you
when
try
I was,
just
yeah,
sorry.
when I was a kid, I was grateful to have coaches who like who helped me, who really helped me up from their
Mm.
heart, did the best they could from what they knew to do, and would sponsor me to travel because my family. So I try to give back to these. We have Raised the Bar Foundation, so that's one of the legacy. I give back to athletes um, who have the criteria, work hard, just don't have funds. Like this kid Wayne Moore played for Calgary. He was on in the foundation. Great kid. He's an artist now. Went through. He had a good career in the CFL, and then just look at his beautiful artwork. He art show in the museum for him. So he was one of those kids who um, his teacher um, brought him to me. Right, rough neighborhood, and he is was from the Raise the Bar Foundation, and he gives back. So there's a few guys like that. But yeah, I think I kind of went off, but that's kind of what I want from the book. I am truly passionate about helping athletes achieve their dreams.
Mm.
That's what gets me up every morning. I'm passionate about it, but I'm real about it. I understand the sacrifice, what it takes, and I try to be upfront about it and tell them that, oh, Clance, you're scared. I remember we had this marketing person that said, Clance, you're scaring that you should, don't tell them it's hard. You're scaring them like well, if they're getting scared because it's hard, they shouldn't be in it in the first place. They should, it's wrong. It's like, I'm just setting expectations. It's going to be hard. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, we're friendly, we're polite, we're respectful. But the shit is hard.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
and
What kind of athlete?
welcome to life. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right. What kind of athlete will you not work with that you don't want to work with?
I work with any athlete. Just I don't work no prima donnas.
Right.
That's it. None. Absolute none. You're prima donna, you're going through the door.
They're entitled.
Yeah, you can't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely not. No.
I remember once Sugar Ray Leonard was on Johnny Carson. This is, I want to say, in the 80s. And Johnny Carson asked him, his son boxed.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, will he be a good boxer? And Sugar Ray Leonard said, Johnny, I grew up in Detroit. I boxed, from bad neighborhood. I boxed to get out of Detroit. My son was born in Beverly Hills, so he won't be a great fighter. He's still good. He
Yeah.
still shows up, but you just can't teach that.
I agree with Sugar Ray. It's There's this young girl, I'll never forget her, man. She's a savage. Her name was Hillary Lloyd. She played hockey. Went to Princeton. She is 5 foot, like 4'9", savage,
Mm.
100 pounds taken wet. Now, let me tell you something. I have a hard training system. Now, this is a little white girl, and her son is a CEO of Credits. I mean, her father was a CEO of Credit Suisse,
Ooh.
and he told me about her. He goes, "There's something about her," and he goes, "She's serious. She loves hockey." And I go, "What am I going to do with this? Are you crazy? Are you kidding me?"
Right.
He goes, "Just give her a chance, right? Just work with her." And he was right. She is one of the meanest, nastiest, hardworking athletes I've ever trained. I, I used to have um, these athletes coming from out of town, and we call it like the off season kickoff. And a lot of these athletes, they come in for a weekend, they get tested, and then based on their test, they get their programs, and they will go back to their city, state, or wherever, and they'll work with us online. Okay. So what happens, like the first day they come in, they're goofing around and, taking shit easy, blah, blah. I would purposely get her to come in and just work out.
Wow.
And they see that little white girl, not even 100 pounds soaking wet, moving all that weight. You want to see how fast these boys
Wow.
just start getting their shit together.
Wow.
Because no boy likes a little
Mm-mm.
white girl kicking their ass. I
Mm.
used to love it. Oh man, she was a pleasure to train. Hillary Lloyd, I've totally forgot it. She was amazing and had a good career, great career. She loved coming training so much and being with us so much, and she was rolling with the pros. Like she was right there in the mix. She was right there in the intense zone. My gym was so intense, so um, like it's just crazy intense. It gives me shivers, and she was
Mhm.
right there. And so she would come from university training summer. One year, the dad invited me to his office, and he goes, "Clance, there's no future in hockey for females." And he goes, "You, I don't want her to come to the gym this summer. You got to help me with this because she loves coming to the gym. She loves training. And this time, PK Subban and all the other professional hockey players were there in sports. So she just loved all that. You know what I mean? And you have to please, just help me because she has a huge opportunity to intern at this investment bank in the UK. It hurt me,
Oh,
but he's right.
right.
You know what I mean? And she's a amazing investment banker.
I coached both my daughters in soccer when they were young, and we'd get new teams every year. It was just a regular town rec league, but I can always tell the girls that had an older brother. Clance, the very first practice, because they fought hard and they did not give up. And I would say to them, after 20 minutes, half hour, I'd say, what's your brother's name? She's like, how do you know I have a brother? I, I,
That's
can,
smart. That's
I could
smart.
tell. I
Yeah.
could just tell. And it's that drive. You just can't teach it all. But it's wonderful to behold. Has there been anything in the last month or so, recent history, that you changed your mind on?
It's a good question, man. I don't know if I changed my mind, but I kind of, in the last month, I've been traveling a lot, with Team Canada, Olympic circuit, so on and so forth. And I, it's not didn't change my mind. I just realized that I love what I do so much. And because you run a business and because you're growing, sometimes what happens is because you're trying to grow your business, you get taken away from what truly makes you successful.
Mm.
And for me, it's just simply I'm chasing the impossible.
Hmm.
Like I'm chasing mastery in my profession. I look at
Hmm.
myself like a craftsman. I'm not a salesman. Every athlete is a project, and I'm trying to craft them. I'm trying to mold them. I'm trying to produce the best piece possible. And I kind of got away from that because we're trying to grow,
Hmm.
because we're servicing more people, because of this, because of that, because of sales, because of marketing, because of
Mm.
social media.
Mm.
I just, and I rediscovered that, and I feel so happy, so at peace. Everything is better. My home life, everything
Hmm.
is just better because I think that piece has been answered. Because I think, you're trying to make your name, and to make your name, you have no choice but to just you have to produce. At the end of the day, results is the name of the game. That's how I make. That's how I. It's not. It's not marketing. It's not. podcasts. It's just results. My athletes will go to a team and they look and say, "Okay, man, where did you train? Like you're different. You're a different beast now." Like, and that's how I. So my athlete will go here, and next season a few more of those athletes, and some won't. That's how I get my business, by results.
Hmm.
And I kind of got away from that. And in the last month, I just had a huge realization that that's what I love to do, and that's what I want to do. That's it. I love to come on a show like yours and talk about what I do and so on and so forth. But I'm a gym rat. I'm a gym rat. The gym is my lab. The gym is my home.
Hmm.
The gym is my peace.
So, Clance, I started my business in the 90s, just south of you. You're in Toronto. I'm from New Haven area. And I was working way too hard, 15, 16-hour days. You're no stranger to this. And I was putting my health in the back seat. Next thing I know, I'm in front of the doctor. You mentioned you got up to 270. She told me I was at 340 pounds.
Wow.
I was a 46-inch waist. I had
Mm.
gained all this weight. And I was in my 20s, so your body's a wonderful thing. It doesn't really warn you. Sure, you get a little tired running up the stairs, but I just got used to it. And I was, eating pizza and drinking soda late at night and, not exercising anymore. And so she tells me, if you don't lose this weight, you're never going to see your daughter graduate. My daughter
Wow.
was just born.
Wow.
Right, scared the shit out of me. You can imagine, right?
Mm.
So I'm driving home, punching the steering wheel. I've been an athlete my whole life. I can abuse me all I want, but I now have this family. I have this little girl that somehow I'm responsible. This beautiful little human I'm somehow responsible bringing into this world. I've got to straighten up. I spent the next 6-7 months, lost about 120 pounds. And I kept it off. You can't look at these things like finishing line. Too many people use the word diet and it's temporary and they go back to old ways, but these are lifelong changes you have to make. So when I tell people this story, they always say the same thing. What's your secret? How do you do it? And you mention it all the time. I just say discipline, right? I got focus, routine, willpower. That's how I did it. How does discipline play a role in your life, Clance?
When I got to 270 pounds. I was strong. I
Mm.
squatted 500 pounds.
Oh my God.
I was excited. Sent the video to my sister, and my sister said, she called me back. I was driving home. I'll never forget. And she goes, "Hey sis." I go, "Hey sis, you see that squat? It's 500." He goes, "Bro, look at your belly. Look at your belly. That's not a good look."
Whoa.
She
Whoa.
didn't mention anything about 500 pounds. Nothing, because that was a mass for me.
Right.
And I'm a confident guy. I still look good. My wife is like a supermodel. I have beautiful children. You know what I mean? So I'm still fat. I'm getting my athletes represent me. They're lean. They're mean. They're killing it. you know, PK Subban was tearing up the NHL, right? So I'm riding high. But that hit me, man. And that started the road to me. Say, okay, I got to I've always been disciplined, but it just took my discipline to another level.
Mm.
I went home, threw out all my alcohol, threw out everything, all the alcohol,
Wow.
all the any junk food that was there, um, and that's it. I never looked back.
Wow.
And so the only time I kind of look back, well, I have a little drink here and there, but no alcohol in my house, and I would have a little, um, you know, snack here and there, like cheap. But I ever since then, I've always been pretty disciplined with my diet.
Wow.
Discipline is massive to me. because without discipline, you're not going anywhere.
Mm.
I think discipline, when you look around the most successful teams where I've traveled around the world, um, and when you look at the most successful athletes like Kobe, there's discipline, there's a routine, there is something that is non-negotiable. For
Mm.
me, what disciplines means to me is like this morning I got up 4:15 and I hit the gym. I did my I call it my deep work, and then I go to work. So hitting the gym wherever I am in or working out in the morning is non-negotiable. Getting my deep work in is non-negotiable. Then my day starts. That's it. And that is done every single day,
Wow.
7 days a week. And why is that important? Why is that discipline important? Because that makes me feel better. I started the day with a win. There's, of course, not every day I want to get up, but when it's the best I feel is actually the days I didn't want to get up, and the days I did it. For some reason, those are better days. Don't ask me why, but that's been my routine. That's been my routine for years.
Hmm.
I'm a morning person, so I get up, and then the reason I love the morning is because like no one else is up. The chance of messing up your morning routine, someone interrupting a meeting or this and that, is next to nil. So I get my discipline is everything to me.
Hmm.
Without discipline, you can't accomplish what you set out to accomplish in life. I know that's a long answer, but you can do anything: lose weight, make more money, become better at whatever you want to focus on. Discipline is everything.
Want to show your love for discipline, inspiration, and the Joey Pinz podcast? Now's your chance. Introducing the brand new Joey Pinz merch store, where style meets discipline. Choose from premium apparel, cozy hoodies, stylish hats, durable bags, and your new favorite coffee mug, all featuring the iconic Joey Pinz logo. Perfect for podcast fans, discipline enthusiasts, or as unique gifts for friends and family. Every purchase supports the Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations podcast, helping us continue to inspire greatness and promote positive change. Visit joeypins.com/store today and wear your discipline proudly. Joey Pinz merch. Wear it, share it, and live it. Was it instilled in your household as a child, discipline? By the way, what a wonderful display of love that your sister showed to you in that moment, by the way.
Yeah. That's my sister for you, man. You want something straight, she'll give it to you.
Is that right? Is she younger or older?
She's she's younger.
Wow. So was discipline part of the household? How did you get
Oh,
this
very, yeah. My dad is hardworking, very disciplined.
Ah,
Yeah. No nonsense, hardworking, discipline, no games. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
What motivates you, Clance?
I'm trying to think of the one word, but there's a lot. I love to win.
Hmm.
I love watching athletes transform
Mm.
to becoming better. I love being a part of that process.
Impact.
Yeah, I don't know what word you call it. I love the project of giving me a task like, okay, Clance, I want to get a scholarship. Clance, I want to make it to the pros.
Hmm.
And then I'm a part of that, making that process come through. It's a adrenaline rush for me. I love the journey. I love the process. I love the ups. I love the downs. And it's complicated. You
Hmm.
always keeps you on your toes. There's ever moving pieces, and it's never ending. So I uh, I love that. I love being a part of that process.
Hmm. So given that motivation of impact and, being part of others' success, how do you measure success yourself?
Did I help this person achieve their dreams?
Hmm.
And if I did, I won. If I didn't, I lost.
It's
If I
that black and white.
It's that black and white. I came lost. Like my daughter got was the best lifter going into the 2000 Tokyo 20 Olympics.
Wow.
Um, and based on politics and COVID, like Roby points, politics, blah, 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 she didn't get selected.
Uh,
Now that tore me apart.
uh,
And and um even though I have it written on my wall, the president of the Canadian Weightlifting Federation said yes, Maya Laylor should be going to the Olympics instead of this other person, but because of the Roby points, where this other person is going, even though my daughter is the best in that, so I still lost.
mm,
That's how black and white it is.
mm,
Like, and I carry that with me every day. So that's
mm,
my chip. Maybe that's my motivation.
mm.
Like, so there's no, like, I didn't help her. Like, it's sad to me. Like, I failed at making her achieve her dream. So I
There's no
carry
gray there. It's
the
just it's yes or no, on or off, win lose.
win lose.
Mm,
Did she have a great career? Yes.
mm.
Has she broke international records, Canadian records, traveled the world? Yes.
Wow.
There's a lot. Great bond, great, pain up and down, good times, bad times, beautiful relationship. Um, but I still failed. She doesn't look at it that way, but I do.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes those things we can use as motivation to really drive us.
I do it every day.
Yeah. Never going to let that happen again to another one of your athletes.
Thank you. So she's helping others. Correct.
Right. Right. Clance, I'm so glad we talked today. I know we had to push this off a couple times for scheduling issues, but I love talking to you. I love learning about you. Anybody watching or listening, how can they get in touch with you? Is it the lpsathletic.com? Is that the best way?
Correct. lpsathletic.com is the best way. We're on Instagram as well. And I think those are two mediums. Yeah.
YouTube.
YouTube, yes. Sorry, YouTube. Yes, we're on YouTube. I think it's LPS Athletic on YouTube.
Yep.
Thank you.
And of course, you are on Twitter as yourself. I appreciate so much your time today. Next time I'm in the Toronto area, maybe we'll get, a cup of tea or something.
Yeah, man. Come by. We love to meet up with you. Appreciate you, man. That's a great story, man. Good on you, Joey. And keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you so much. Talk to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Be well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations. Please share this episode with one or two of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypins.com. There you'll find lots of resources and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations.